welcome to the City Show. I'm your host, Dr. Tom Krieger, and this week we'll hear about a book drive being conducted by MLK Lebanon, so every student in Lebanon School District can become familiar with the work of Dr. Martin Luther King. Later on, the Lebanon Theatre Company will be here to tell us about their upcoming musical, 110 in the Shade. Sounds like it's going to be a hot one. Right now, Girls' Night Out is just around the corner, and this edition will feature Women in Construction. Joining us on today's show are two of the sponsors. First, Jasmine Smith, the fleet manager of SiteWorks Ohio here in Lebanon. And second, Bob King, the owner of Doc's Place. And of course, Rebecca Stroll, the executive director of Main Street Lebanon, is here with all the details on Girls' Night Out. Welcome to the City Show. Got a full couch.
Thank you.
I've been driving by your building, and it's a beautiful building and a great location. And I didn't realize what was going on there until now. I saw the notes, and so if you've driven by 71, that great site right off the quarry. Yep. I'm curious down the road what they're going to do with that. That's your spot, and you're going to be one of the sponsors. Yeah, that's fantastic. Hey, tell us how important the sponsors are, Rebecca.
Yes, the sponsors, our Girls' Night Out sponsors, are hugely important and helpful. So Main Street Lebanon, our mission is to promote, preserve, and improve the downtown Lebanon corridor. And without the support of these wonderful sponsors, we wouldn't be able to host these events. And Girls' Night Out specifically, it really helps our downtown merchants. So these Girls' Night Out events, they bring in between 1,000 and 2,000 people, 1,000 and 2,000 people. And those are shoppers that are residents, non-residents, that come to downtown Lebanon specifically to shop at our local merchants. Most of those are small business, locally owned, family owned. So we don't have the really big corporate conglomerate companies that can sponsor these major events. So we're super fortunate to have companies like SiteWorks and then companies like Doc's Place to sponsor these events to support our small business owners.
Well, if people don't come and know about it, it's not going to be much of an event. And you've been doing these events for a long time. How long has Girls' Night Out been going? How many years?
Oh, man. Okay, so
5, 6?
Yeah, Main Street Lebanon was originally founded in 2007.
Yeah.
And I would say Girls' Night Out has been happening now for maybe 5 or 6 years.
Okay.
It's hugely popular. People love it. So all of our business owners stay open late from 4 to 9 p.m. So that's something different. Typically they close around 5, 6 p.m. So for Girls' Night Out, they stay open late just for us. Every participating location typically does something special for the attendees of Girls' Night Out. So whether that's a sale, some do the first 50 or 100 shoppers get a free item, a complimentary item. Lots of locations do a themed drink, a themed beverage, or a themed snack.
Wow.
So there's always something special going on with Girls' Night Out. If you'll notice, we're wearing our green beads today. So I couldn't visit the City Show without bringing props. Okay. So this
go Packers, eh, Bob?
That's right. That's what I thought of.
We'll talk later.
Yes.
So this March Girls' Night Out theme is Luck Be a Lady.
Luck Be a Lady.
Yeah. So you'll see lots of lucky themed beverages, sales, and snacks.
And SiteWorks is one of the sponsors. And what does SiteWorks do? What's different about SiteWorks than other construction companies?
So we are a family-owned business, and of course we had like humble beginnings. So it's one piece of equipment and 5 people.
Yeah.
And it's grown, and we're here local.
Were you there in the beginning?
No, I wasn't.
Yeah.
No,
How long have they been around?
Since 2010, so this June will be the 12th anniversary.
I understand they started with about 6 employees, and how many are you up to now?
143.
Wow. And what projects has your company been part of in the community here?
Here locally, we did the Traditions of Lebanon project off of Mueller.
Beautiful.
Yeah, good job.
I heard that. Yeah.
It looks really good. And then we did the site development work for the 511 North Broadway project.
Okay. Well, fantastic.
Also, another beautiful
I'm
location.
super excited about that one.
So how many women do you have working with your company?
We have 10 currently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that more percentage-wise compared to most construction places?
I would say you probably see more of at different positions with our
Yeah.
company. We don't just, all the women aren't just in administrative roles. So
Okay.
we have a foreman out in the field that's a woman. We have project managers, laborers, operators, truck drivers. So
Wow, fantastic.
estimators, yeah.
Yeah. And with the theme being Women's Night Out, or Girls' Night Out, having women in construction along with that, that's that's good as well. Now, if a woman thinks she might be interested in a construction career, how would they go about getting ready for that line of work?
Just apply.
Okay.
We're always willing to train the right person.
Okay. Even with no schooling, just come on down. Wow,
Yeah.
that's
yeah,
fantastic.
they have a really great apprentice program.
Yeah.
This actually, Girls' Night Out, the week of Girls' Night Out is National Women in Construction Week. So
Yeah.
it's WIC Week 22. And yeah, we've been talking a lot about the value of women in construction and exactly what they brought in, all the different positions that she mentioned. But yeah, it's a great week to celebrate the opportunities for employment, the opportunities for advancement, to really build a career in construction. And SiteWorks does a really good job, no matter what your skill level is or what your background is. Come to SiteWorks, talk to the administration there, the staff there, and there's levels, there's ways to move up in SiteWorks, and they'll train you.
Yeah. She's a good PR person.
I know, right? You're hired.
My goodness.
Well, I learned
Where's your construction hat?
I've learned a lot, and just our conversations that we've had about Women in Construction Week and celebrating that.
We need to get her on one of them big earth movers.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she can come
SiteWorks
to Day in the Dirt.
Yeah, SiteWorks does a lot to really celebrate, the benefits that women have brought to the construction industry.
That's neat. Now, you said the theme is Luck Be a Lady Tonight. In my notes here, it says that there's also part of the theme is women in construction. Is that true?
Yes, that is true.
Just a suggestion that would tie it together. Bob, those construction hats, fill them up. Go to the different, right? Then you save on cups in case.
Bob would love that. Take a construction hat over to Doc's place and fill that one up.
So why did you decide to make women in construction part of the theme too?
So Girls' Night Out, of course, I mean, we won't discriminate. Everyone's welcome. But it's definitely a more female-themed, more female-centric event. And when we partnered up with SiteWorks, like I said, the research we've done and the conversations that we've had with them about the training and education and employment and opportunities for advancement, we wanted to make sure that in celebrating Girls' Night Out and in celebrating Women in Construction Week, that everyone, everyone knows Girls' Night Out is an evening for you to come and celebrate your friends. Yeah. So if you'll notice on our posters, it's kind of a little subtle hint, but our Girls' Night Out logo is the 3 girls with the shopping bags. Yeah. Well, if you look really close, those 3 girls are wearing construction hats.
Okay, nice. Yeah, good touch. Now, Bob, Doc's Place has been a big part of the Girls' Night Out events. How does that impact your business?
Well, I just bought it November 1st of last year, but I already, in doing my due diligence, looked into, the business and the things they were involved in. And one of the things that was important to me is to be involved in supporting the community and things like that. And I've already seen, I've had some different promotions or different things going on in town, and that's brought people in, and we've done some things, like the Galibration. We had a special sparkling drink that we came up with, and we got a special drink that's going to be ready for this.
I'm excited. Are you allowed to tell? Is this a?
It's going to be a special margarita type thing.
Oh.
So Karen, one of my front of house managers, is working on it.
Okay, good.
But we try to do something that we don't do every day, something that's specifically made for these events.
That's awesome.
So I think it's great for us, to support the community, but also support the ladies and all that. People sometimes think of bars, and women don't always feel safe maybe going into some bars. We want them to know that, hey, this is a good place, and you'll never have to worry about any trouble here, and you can feel comfortable with with your girlfriends and not with your significant other or whatever. So
now you're from Milwaukee, and so am I.
Yes.
Okay. The old bar feel
Exactly.
of Doc's, man, it's classic. The dark wood.
Yep.
And it reminds me of Cheers. You go in there and it's just it has the potential to have the environment, and now it's got an owner that this is not your first rodeo. You've been you got a couple other places too. You've couple other bars, restaurants.
I have another bar that I call it. It's like you said in Wisconsin, the old
Tavern?
neighborhood bar saloon. It's called Our Place Saloon.
Yeah.
But that building is actually older than the one Doc's is in. It's 170 years old. It's a historic building. I own the whole building. Have 3 apartments there, and that's what I originally wanted when I was looking for something. Because of growing up in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And then I've had that 8.5 years, and then I have a sports bar as well. It's called Neighbor Sports Grill, and it kind of goes with what we're talking about on our website. In the restaurant, it says community, friends, and family, because that's what we want to welcome everybody in, and we want a place that everybody feels comfortable being at. And heck, I worked in Lebanon back on Fujitec Drive in 1992 for 17 years in printing. So
now you're back home.
So I kind of came back. And Dr. McGuiney, that opened Doc's originally in 1996, used to be my dad and stepmom's doctor.
No way.
So it's just kind of full circle a little bit.
Yeah, and that was more of a smoke shop too back then.
It was a cigar bar.
Yeah.
And that's why the kitchen is so small, because it used to be the humidor.
Okay.
Wow.
And that's one of my plans is to figure out a way. I've already had contractors in how we can expand that kitchen and make it a little better for the staff, and then maybe expand our menu a little bit.
Okay. So addition to you being from this area working, what else drew you to Doc's? Was there something about it that just...
Well, I retired from my regular job. I was in corporate America, I call it. I was an operations manager for 30 years, and in September I retired from that job. But in the past, would come to Lebanon. I've gone to Golden Lamb and some of the different shops, and I've been Doc's. I can't even tell you how many times, and I just like the feel, and I like the community of Lebanon, how it seems to support each other, come together, in times of need for people and things like that, and I really like that. And to your point, I like the historic, the older building or older feel. Everything I do is still going to kind of keep that feel to the place. Like I just redid a new menu, and if you look at our new menu, it kind of keeps the kind of classy, the historic and something nice. It's not the cookie cutter type thing that you see.
Any
so
specialty food that is your stamp?
Not yet, but one thing I did add already is some Wisconsin cheese curds.
Okay.
So
I was going to ask about a Friday night fish fry.
And we have, we do have fish and chips now. That's another
the right
new.
way, right? The way they do it in Milwaukee
That's
with
right.
the cod. Yeah.
Cod, yep.
Yeah.
And then we add those 2 things, and we added a shrimp basket. So those 3 things we have added.
I was going to mention the shrimp basket. The other favorite of mine is trivia night.
Yes.
Trivia night
Every Monday.
at Doc's is so much fun.
Wow. That's
every
fantastic.
Monday, and of course we have a lot of music.
And obviously you must enjoy having a business in town.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'm very happy. I looked into it. I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, when it was possibly for sale, and I was looking at another place here in Lebanon that was for sale, and that just didn't come to fruition. But then all of a sudden, when I got a call from a friend of mine that said, "Hey, I just seen this ad, and I think it's Doc's place."
Wow.
I sent out a note right away, and I was like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
He said, well, don't you want to? I'll take it.
That's
and
fantastic.
Mike Jacobs, the former owner, it's been a great transition. He's been very great to work with. He's still one of my best customers and best supporters, and so that made it.
He's
even
your
better.
norm. He's at the corner
That's right.
bar.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, fantastic. Welcome to Lebanon.
Thank you. Thank you.
So when is Girls Night Out?
So let me just pull up my props here. Girls Night Out is Saturday, March 12th from 4 to 9 p.m.
Okay.
We will once again have our famous $5 VIP bags. So our VIP bags are filled with goodies. So we have in here some store samples, lots of exclusive Girls Night Out VIP coupons only. So you do have to buy the VIP bag in order to get these exclusive deals, so you don't want to miss out on those. We also have some goodies from some of our sponsors in these Girls Night Out bags. So samples, coupons, some promo items from our sponsors, some cookies and chocolates, shopping fuel, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So these are limited quantity, $5. Our VIP bags go on sale 4 o'clock Saturday, March 12th.
Have the bags gotten bigger over the years?
Well, they've gotten better, I
yeah,
know that.
my goodness. Yeah.
And it works out well that we're in the Dora district, so people
Yeah.
can, walk with
around
their
and-
adult beverage if
Yeah.
they'd like as well.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Now, do you want the attendees to wear a hard hat or any other construction apparel? or-
Hey, you can wear whatever you want. Absolutely. As long as you come to Girls Night Out, you can wear whatever you want.
And then after that, what's the next event on the calendar for you?
So our next event is the Chocolate Walk. So the Chocolate Walk is coming up on April 23rd, which is also a Saturday. It's in the evening, 4 to 7 p.m. And we're actually doing lots of summer planning right now. So we're planning for the Lebanon Bike Criterium, which is going to be fun.
Yeah.
We have some new additions to the Lebanon Bike Criterium. I can't tell everyone, but since you and I are such close friends, I'll give you just a little secret.
You're hearing it first here.
Yeah. So don't tell anyone, okay, guys? So at the Lebanon Bike Criterium, we are going to have a police officer, so a bike patrol officer obstacle course.
Oh my goodness.
So it will be a competitive bike officer obstacle course.
Wow.
So the Lebanon Bike Criterium is going to be one you don't want to miss.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, those police officers, they're competitive.
Oh, it's going to be
Yeah.
gnarly.
Yeah.
And they're going to be in full gear.
Oh my gosh.
So we've already talked to several departments. It's a Lebanon Invitational.
Yeah.
So the Lebanon Police Department is inviting all of the Warren County Police Departments to have bike patrol units. And at our last meeting, one of the officers said, "You're wearing your jacket." Wow. So they've got to wear their bulletproof vest while competing.
I think that'll probably help them if they fall. how many falls did they have last year?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
I mean, I didn't see it, but they're going fast, and it's in a
About
small
35,
area.
Yeah, about 35 miles
Yeah.
per hour.
Wow. Do they allow dogs at those events?
Hey, that's going to be at Barktoberfest. We're going to have a wiener doll race.
Okay, I remember that. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Is there anything else that we need to know about this wonderful event?
So Girls Night Out, just like I said, downtown Lebanon, Saturday, March 12th from 4 to 9 p.m. We have lots of really great raffle prizes. We have the $5 VIP bags. Again, those are limited quantity. They go on sale at 4 o'clock and they always sell out. So come early.
Wow. Yeah, get there early. Is there a big line forming for that?
Always.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
Okay.
The line usually starts forming around 3:30.
Okay.
And they don't officially go on sale until 4 o'clock. And like I said, just the
Does it ever get ugly? I
No.
mean, you're talking about shopping bags and, some of those movies, how they depict women and,
You know, did I mention the booze? Because there will be lots of free beverages, complimentary beverages. So those complimentary beverages usually make up for anyone that missed out on the VIP bag.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. Don't miss it. If you've never been there, this can be your first one, or just keep coming if you've been to all of them. Yeah. Do you have a lot of the gals that have been repeat and just?
Yes, it's definitely, Girls Night Out is definitely a staple.
Yeah.
Typically when you come to Girls Night Out and you take advantage of the really, really good sales, I mean, some of our merchants, they're boutiques.
Wow.
So they don't run sales often, but these are really high quality products, some handmade products, some all natural organic products, which, those all natural and organic products aren't cheap.
Yeah.
So during Girls Night Out, it's your opportunity to come and take advantage of a sale and stock up.
Yeah, and support our wonderful town.
Absolutely.
Guys, thanks a lot. Appreciate you. We'll return with Pastor Corey Wagonfield from Resurrection Lutheran Church right after this break.
Break your fast food habit at Kelly's Meats and Deli at 1001 West Main Street in Lebanon. Stop in for a quick lunch featuring made-to-order sandwiches, tasty sides, and mouth-watering daily specials. For dinner, Kelly's offers fresh-cut steaks, chops, and seafood, plus a variety of prepared dishes that only need to be reheated. You'll also find a large selection of high-quality wine and beer that can make any meal a special event. Kelly's Meats and Deli open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, now open for dinner Saturdays 6 to 9 p.m. And remember, we cater too.
Since 1954, Hardee's Interiors has been providing quality furnishings for homes in and around Lebanon, Ohio. Today, you'll still find quality antique and vintage furniture along with new made-in-America furniture of all styles. At Hardee's, you can create a mix of furniture and accessories that truly reflects your personality, all made to last a lifetime. Designers are welcome, and so are you. Hardee's Interiors at 208.5 Wright Avenue or online at hardeesinteriors.com.
When it comes to healthcare, the most common question I get is, are you on our insurance? Well, we're probably not because we don't accept insurance, but our prices are extremely fair and you're going to get great care. So if your plan is to get great care, we are your plan. We offer chiropractic, fitness programs, massage, and clinical nutrition. So if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, call our office, schedule for a free consultation so we can discuss any question you have and get you well.
Call now to schedule your free initial consultation.
Welcome back to the City Show. This year, MLK Lebanon has embarked on a book drive to raise awareness of Dr. Martin Luther King among our children. Dr. Corey Wagonfield, the pastor of Resurrection Lutheran Church, is leading that effort and is here today to tell us about how we can help. Welcome to the City Show.
Yeah, thanks for having me here. I'm excited.
So you're new to the church as well?
I am, yeah. I was called a year and a half ago to serve as the pastor at Resurrection Lutheran Church here in Lebanon, right off of Broadway. And I've been there, like I said, about a year and a half. And within the first couple of weeks of me being there, the congregation told me, you have to reach out to MLK Coalition of Lebanon.
Yeah, nice.
We love our partnership with them, and we want you to be involved with them as well.
Now, where is your church located?
We're located at 1270 North Broadway.
Okay.
So almost as you reach that intersection there with the junior high school and the medical center there, we're right next to that.
Well, fantastic. And you and your church are very active members of the MLK Lebanon. Why has that become a point of emphasis with your congregation?
You know, I think our congregation has had a long relationship with them for a number of reasons. They have supported them in a number of ways. For many years, the MLK Day of Celebration has been held in our sanctuary, and they've also partnered with them on various other projects. I know for myself, as a Lutheran pastor, you hear the name Martin Luther King Jr. And, you know, history tells us that Martin Luther's dad was not actually named Martin Luther King Sr. He really enjoyed the writings of Martin Luther and the ideas that he had about Reformation and reforming things. And so he changed his name. And so subsequently Martin Luther King Jr. named partly after Martin Luther, the reformer in the 1500s. And for me, you know, as a pastor of a Protestant denomination, the Lutheran Church, an offshoot kind of the Catholic Church when there was a split, you know, the hope was that there wouldn't be division between the church, that they would all come together and reform to stop the things that they felt were causing people to be ostracized and bring about some equality amongst the people in the church. And so it makes real sense for us when we look at hundreds of years later, Martin Luther King Jr. doing the exact same thing as a pastor in his community, reaching out and saying, you know what, there's some things going on here that aren't right. Justice is not being served. There's not equity in the world. How can we reform this in a way, hopefully bring people together in a way that can solve that? So
at what age did you become aware of Dr. Martin Luther King, and how did he impact your life?
Yeah, I have been aware of Martin Luther King for a long time, partly because I grew up in the Lutheran Church.
Yeah.
And so as a young kid, I would quite often get the two confused, and it took a while for me to begin to separate them and know kind of what they were both known for.
Yeah.
But then as I got older, and I got really involved in the church, and I got involved in justice work and equity work, then I really began to read some of the writings of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and realize that he was so influential in having people look at the world and say, what is not right here? Where are people being treated as less than human? And how can we, in nonviolent ways, bring attention to this and hopefully begin to solve those problems?
Yeah, well, fantastic. Well said. Now tell me about the book drive. What's going on? How's that working out? What do we got to do?
So it's a year-long project for us at MLK Lebanon. It was a kind of a brainchild of mine, a passion project. When I started with MLK, they said, what of all of our groups that we have here do you want to be involved with? And I decided I wanted to be part of the learning group. I'm a lifelong learner and second career pastor, actually. And so, learning and education has been important for me. I married an educator who's actually a literacy coach. So she teaches teachers how to use literacy curriculum. And so books have always been an important part of my life and the life of our family and kids. And so I thought, part of this education team at MLK Lebanon, how great would it be if we got books into the hand of kids? Specifically, there are a number of reports and studies that show that the more books that children have in their own homes, their higher level of literacy and success they'll have in life. So what better way to invest in the kids of our community than to actually put books in their hands that they can take home and have there at home and practice reading, and while they're doing that, be able to learn about peace and nonviolence and equity through these books that document the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
The whole concept of storytelling used to impact us so much, and now I think with television and everything else, people aren't reading as much. So the fact that your wife has that background and has probably influenced you, that's neat to see it come full circle. What did you do in your prior life before you were a pastor?
Yeah, so before I was a pastor, speaking of storytelling, I went to Miami University to become an acting major.
Okay.
And when I realized I didn't want to wait tables in New York for the rest of my life, I became a camp director. So I was a Lutheran family camp director in the state of Ohio and did some marketing for them for a number of years.
Okay.
Until the call just wouldn't leave me alone, and I knew I needed to go into ordained ministry.
That's fantastic. How can we get information on ordering the books?
Yeah, there's all the information is at mlklebanon.org. Okay. And so you can visit there. There's a little tab there that you can click on all about the book drive. And like I said, it'll be going on all this year. And there are a multitude of ways that you can order the book. Number one, we have partnered with Mulberry Street Books here in Lebanon.
Good.
Local family-owned used bookstore.
Yeah.
You can go into there, talk to Angela, the owner, and she has reserved a couple copies of each of the two books that we're looking at. And you can purchase them then and there. I know some people like to kind of support small business and also kind of hold that book in their hands to realize the impact that they're going to have on the life of a child in our community. You can go and donate through our website. So you can use PayPal, make a donation. We've partnered with Scholastic Books, and they are going to allow us to order copies of the title in bulk at a reduced rate.
Good.
So there's a way to do that. Some people I know have a preponderance for wanting to shop on Amazon and use their Amazon Prime shipping. And so we have on that same site a wish list there where you can order the book straight off of there. It comes right to the church where we're holding on to those until it's time to distribute those books.
So are you interested in other books about Martin Luther King or just those on your list?
Yeah, eventually I think we'll get to some more. The original idea of the book project was a little more expansive. And as we started to talk to the school district and figure out that for each book that we want to bring in and hand out to the kids, because we want to do it at the schools, we realized that it needed to be a book that was going to be approved by the school and the board and all of those things. And so we decided to scale down our project a little bit so we can eliminate the amount of hurdles. And so we have two books. I brought a couple samples here. This first one is called Martin's Big Words. which really kind of talks about his life and growing up. This one is actually geared towards kind of upper elementary school kids. And then the other one here is I Have a Dream. So this is his actual I Have a Dream speech. And so this will be geared towards the younger kids.
Good.
And the hope is that we can get about over 1,000 books. The idea is to get it into the hand of every pre-K through 5th grade student in Lebanon City schools.
Where are you at now? How many do you have as far as books?
Yeah, well, we have individuals that have donated in the community. We have about over 40 so far, but we've also been working in securing grants as well. So the Ladies Fund of Warren County has made a donation to that, and so we'll be using that money to purchase some bulk books, and we're looking at some other grant opportunities as well. But part of why we're here today is to really reach out to the community at large and say, you know what, if you want to go and purchase one book for a kid, that'll make an important, profound impact on their life. Or if you have a little extra income and you want to buy 10 books, you can do that as well, because we know that really the success of this ultimately will come from some of the grants that we receive, because when you take 1,000 books and you multiply it by the price per book, it's a large amount of money, but we know that we can also have a large impact by our businesses in the city. We had a Main Street business find out about it and donated 10 books from their business. So there's already some good energy going out about it, and this is kind of our first real push to kind of let people know. So all that we've gotten before has kind of just been word of mouth from people who already knew about it, and now we're hoping to get everyone else excited
And I'd imagine you're set up to get these books at a good rate. So how many books will $100 get? So if someone wants to donate $100, how many lives are they going to impact? How many books? How many books for $100?
That's a good question. So $100, you're looking at probably 15 books.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
The idea is that once we collect all of the books for a grade level, because we'll work our way, through the grade levels, that we would bring, let's say, all of the kindergartners into the auditorium at school, and we would have a little ceremony that we would do and talk a little bit about the books and the project and how people in the community are rallying behind them as youth in the community, and then present them all with the books then and there at the schools.
So in addition to learning about Dr. King, obviously he's got some wonderful values. What are you hoping the kids are going to learn as they go through this project and read about his life?
Yeah. One of the things that I love in the first book that I showed, Martin's Big Words, is it talks about when he was growing up. He grew up in a time, obviously, where people of color were deemed as less than human in a lot of people's eyes. And his mom throughout the book keeps telling him, "You are enough." And so I hope that kids realize that
That's good.
while racism is still a thing that happens in our society, there are a lot of other ways that people judge one another. They judge each other on socioeconomic status, what they wear to school, whether they can afford to do things after school, things like that. And so what I really hope is that they start to see that a lot of those things are kind of constructs of society, and that no matter what someone else says about you, that you really are enough. And that's the number one thing I hope that they get out of this, and that they can see, and that through hard work, they can have the ability to help change those systems and help people feel like they are more equitable in society.
Wow. Now, what about the schools? Are they looking at making this part of their curriculum also? Are you impacting them as far as these books coming into their inventory for the children to read also?
Yeah. We've met with Superintendent Sievers, who is a fantastic guy who's done a lot of great stuff for the schools already. And in our meeting with him, he's talked to us about how the schools have already invested into books for classrooms and for libraries and for kids that increase the amount of books that talk about diversity and inclusion. And because they have such a strong connection with book publishers and other things, they are able to, and some funds, they're able to supplement their buildings quite well with those materials. And so what we think is that the gap that we are filling is that they have access to all of that while they're at school. But so often kids, when they get home, don't have access to books as well. And so I know the schools and other places often have programs that try to put books into the hands of kids. I know our local Lebanon library works with the Imagination Station, which is a Dolly Parton program that puts books into the hands of kids. And we want the youth in our community to know that our community as a whole cares about them and want to put books in their hands, because we know that, and it's been proven, that the more they read at home, the more successful that they'll be in life.
That's great. Now, what do people have to do to donate 1 or 2 books, or if they want to make a contribution, is there somewhere online they can go, or can they come down to the church?
Yeah, there's a number of ways they could do that. Again, the best way probably is to go to mlklebanon.org, and you can give online there. You can go to Mulberry Street Books here in town. Make sure you look up their hours online and be there when they're open to buy some books. Or, you can come down to Resurrection Lutheran Church. We're typically there Monday through Friday from 9 to 3. And then Sundays, of course, you can find us there as well. But we'll be able to help you out in getting some books ordered. Once all those are ordered, they come to our church. And then with MLK Lebanon, we're going to hold a big day where we put book plates inside of the books to let the kids know that these books were donated. And that people care for them. And we're going to write little messages of encouragement to all of the kids in the books as well.
And what's the date that the kids are getting the books?
As we collect enough for each grade level, that's when we're going to kind of hold a ceremony each time at the schools.
Okay, fantastic. Is there anything else that we need to know?
I don't think so. We're just really happy with the support we've already received, and we think that together here in this community, we can join together and make a big impact in the lives of our kids.
If you don't have a church and you're looking to get connected, go down and check out Pastor Corey. And
absolutely, we'd love to have you. We are.
When are your services?
Yeah, we have two services on Sunday. We have a 9 o'clock, which is a traditional Lutheran service, which people don't know what that is. We call it Catholic Light. So it's kind of what it is. So, you're still going to have people with robes and candles and things like that. And then we have a time in between at 10 o'clock for coffee and Bible study. And then 11 o'clock is a more contemporary service with the band. We're a welcoming and affirming congregation in the community, and we really believe that all are welcome to come and be with us.
Well, praise God. Welcome. Just a joy meeting you. Best wishes on the MLK and what you're doing there. Appreciate you. Hey, we'll return with a preview of 110 in the Shade right after this break.
All across the country, people are coming together to speed up what we can learn about health. The All of Us Research Program is calling on 1 million people to join us as we try to change the future of health. For your family, for future generations, for all of us. Visit joinallofus.org and find out how you can become 1 in a million.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover their unique mix of all kinds of traits.
Where'd Wiley go? Where's Wiley? Ah, there she is. Paw?
Do you remember being an ancient wolf? Do you ever feel the call of the wild?
You're a renegade cop, and I'm a con woman with nothing to prove. But together, we could really solve this murder.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but all of them are pure love.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes, and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars. Really tall. I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands? Yes. You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
110 in the Shade. That's a Broadway musical based on a 1954 play called The Rainmaker by Ann Richard Nash with music by Harvey Schmidt and lyrics by Tom Jones.
Not the Welshman.
Okay.
Not that guy.
The Lebanon Theatre Company is presenting this classic starting on Friday, March 11th. Here to tell us about our local theater production is Wayne and two actors, Patrick and Annie. Welcome to the City Show.
Thank you.
So not the same Tom Jones?
Not the same Tom Jones, no. We won't
Not
have
What's
people,
New Pussycat and all that stuff?
No
Okay.
women, some down in the front and screaming for him, so, no.
Can you give me a little bit of background on you, Annie? Is this your first performance? Are you a veteran?
So this is not my first performance here at LTC. I did Leading Ladies of Lebanon a few years ago, and then I also was in Charlie Brown Christmas. I think that was in 2017.
Okay, fantastic. So you're a veteran.
And yeah, I'm going to college for theater performance.
Oh my.
So,
Yeah. So this has got to be fun, plus kind of gives you some good experience.
Mhm.
And Patrick, what about yourself?
This is not my first production with a theater company. First time with a theater company was 2011 with a show called Swamp Opera, which we actually broadcasted here on Channel 6 as well.
Wow.
Most recently with a theater company I have been with, I was in Is He Dead, which was kind of a spoof made by Mark Twain.
Okay. Yeah, fantastic. Now, Wayne, we've discussed the process that your theater company goes through to select their shows in the past, but how did you get to choose this one?
Well, it starts a long time ago, probably. I tracked I've been aware of the show because it was a movie without the musical part of it. And Woody Harrelson appeared as the Rainmaker on Broadway, and I went to see him, so I knew the story and felt the draw of the whole thing.
Wow.
And then I found out about the musicalization of it by Schmidt and Jones, who are the same people that did the Fantastics. We did the Fantastics years ago, and it was so well received. We went to state competition. We're invited to go do cuttings from that for them. They also did Celebration, which we did years ago, and I Do, which I had the pleasure of being one half the cast. Several years ago. So this is sort of like going around the bend to come back to Tom Schmidt and Mr. Jones.
So what's the story that's being told here?
It's a story of basically Lizzie, of this woman who is a strong woman and a beautiful woman and a nice woman, but not noticed by the men. Her beauty is inner beauty. And she's reaching the age when it's called spinsterhood, and she's reaching that point in life that, you know, you kind of give up on making a mate of some kind. And along comes this Rainmaker and wakens all kinds of things in her, and things start to happen, and the whole world changes. So,
wow. And you're Izzy. Are
No,
you,
I'm not.
What role do you play?
I'm Hannah Curtis. I'm the preacher's wife.
Okay. Can you tell us about some of the other characters in the story?
well, you have Starbuck, Billy Starbuck, who is the Rainmaker. And that's Kurt Percy. Many of our people will know him. He's been around for quite a few years with Lebanon Theatre Company. I think he said this is his 63rd production with Lebanon Theatre Company, something like that. We have the Curry family. HC is the father. That's Evan Smith. And he's done a couple things with us before, and his wife has done several things with us. And his two sons. And we lucked into these two real brothers who are now playing the brothers in the cast too, of Noah and Jim. They're kind of at odds and ends and arguing about who's in charge of the farm and that kind of thing. And they're played by the Becknell brothers.
Andrew and Emmett.
Andrew and Emmett, yes, thank you. That's why she's sitting over here.
I'm the one who found them, who invited them to
She was
come do
she
it.
was my agent. She went out and found
Yeah.
people to do the show.
Tell us about your character, Annie.
So I don't know. I don't really have like much of a character. I have 2 words.
Okay.
That's what I have. But just a preacher's wife, very
Stoic, reserved.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Patrick, how about yours?
Not really too understanding on a character. I'm part of the ensemble. I was kind of approached by Mr. J, and he's like, hey, we need a couple more voices if you're available, and I kind of jumped in, and then a little bit later, I was asked if I have a little one who wanted to be in the show.
Oh, nice.
And so she's going to be part of that as well, as part of the younglings that kind of run around the picnic area and stuff.
Sounds like this is going to be a big cast.
Oh, it's bigger
than usual?
Bigger than what we usually are. We enlarged the stage by moving it back 4 feet.
Goodness. Yeah.
So that gave us more room to get everybody on stage in an active way. Yeah, bigger than normal, but it's been a treat. It's had its issues of trying to get the little ones to listen up and pay attention, because we have some fairly little ones in there, but boy, are they good.
Wow.
They're really dynamic.
Yeah, how do you manage to keep them all focused and on point? That's
Evan Smith is the father of 2 of them, so he helps manage that.
Okay. And will we recognize any songs if we've not seen this play before?
I'm not sure if you would or not, but there's some beautiful pieces in there, like Lizzie sings Simple Little Things. What she's interested in is just the simple things of life. That's what makes her happy and excited. Another one when she sings about Is It Really Me? When she's discovering there's inner beauty in her, somebody sees the beauty that's found inside of her, and she comes alive in that point.
Wow.
So, and then the Rain song is fairly well known, but it doesn't have much use outside of the show. But
Okay. And when are the performances?
we start March 11th, and we go the 11th and 12th at 7:30.
Okay.
And then the 13th at 2 o'clock, and then we repeat at 7:30 on the Friday and Saturday following, and the Sunday following.
So how many months have you guys been rehearsing this?
I would guess about 4.
Okay. I don't know how you pull it off.
We've been working on it, but we've actually been in deep rehearsals for about 6 weeks.
Yeah. Wow, that's fantastic. How do we get tickets?
You can go online, because thankfully the ticket situation has been resolved. We had problems with our ticketing system, and we kept. Anyways, it's resolved now. You can go online and get the tickets there. You can call the Lebanon Theatre Company at 513-228-0932, just as seen as on the screen right there.
And I know opening day and opening night rather is a big thing. Anything special planned for opening night?
We're doing something different this year. We've done the dinners before, but this time we're doing what we're calling our reception party.
Okay.
And we're inviting the opening night people to come early for hot hors d'oeuvres and communion with each other, and have a drink or two, and relax before they go in to see the show, and just become part of the community.
Wow, nice. That sounds like fun. Are there tickets still available for open night?
There are a few. Because we're down to about 20, I think, on opening night.
And you guys started rehearsing about how many months ago? 6 months ago?
No, not that long. I was exaggerating.
I think it's been like a month.
Yeah, wow.
Say month for you guys, and it's probably been about 2.5 weeks for me and my daughter. So
big paychecks in this for you guys. This is something you love, right?
It's fun being a part. It's a nonprofit organization, but most importantly, with everything that happened with COVID and everything, it's just nice to be back on stage, bring entertainment back to local community people who enjoy theater, who kind of had to take a break from it, if you would, for a little bit over a year.
Now, Annie, you're going to school for theater. Where do you go to school at?
I'm going to Sinclair.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
So that keeps your schedule pretty active, and you made time to still do this. That's got to look good on your resume.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm actually jumping from when we're finished with performances for this.
Yeah.
I'm jumping right into Tech Week for my next performance.
Wow, that's fantastic.
So, yeah.
And Patrick, do you have another life outside of the theater?
Outside of here, raising a little one in work, I do on and off. I sing with Barbershop. I was with Razor's Edge of Middletown for a little bit of time. Currently working on preparing to audition for the Southern Gateway Chorus of Cincinnati. So
you're a performer through and through.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now when did the cast? They started rehearsing how many months or weeks ago?
About 6 weeks ago is when we had auditions and started passing out roles.
And what brings you back to this community theater time and time again, guys? Do you like community theater? Is this you've done this community theater before, right? Yeah. Is there something special about it?
Well, I like how close it is.
Yeah.
But just everyone's really nice and friendly. And especially coming back after like 3 or 4 years.
With the COVID.
It was still just nice.
So now
It was
no
awesome.
restrictions? Is it kind of full normalcy now as far as the crowd and the size?
That's the way that the things have been going. So unless things turn around in the next 2 to 3 days, we should be
Fantastic.
okay.
Now let's recap again. The performance dates are when?
March 11th through the 20th.
Okay, fantastic. Is there anything else that we need to know about in this performance?
Well,
110 in the shade.
110 in the shade. It's not going to be that hot in the theater, though.
Good. That's good. That's good. Hey, stay tuned. We'll be back to wrap up the show right after this break.
You made this vacation happen, cleverly merging promotions,
Double points with every purchase.
and cross-referencing travel sites. Aloha! If you can ace your vacation, you can do it for retirement. Get on track with tips at aceyourretirement.org.
Observe a domesticated human family in their natural habitat, known to their species as the backyard.
Hey, you think I should light it now?
I think it's good.
Yeah?
Oh dear, someone is about to burn a pile of debris that's too tall, which can start a wildfire. Wait, could it be? Blimey, it is.
It's Smokey.
It's Smokey Bear. What a legend.
Hey, it's Smokey. Sorry, it was too high. Right.
Watch as he astutely ensures that there's no wind, and how he removes some of the debris to create a smaller, safer burning pile.
No, you said make it bigger, baby. The bigger, the better.
Take note of our fearless furry friend here, humans.
I appreciate it. Fist bump.
Watching you.
Smokey's done it again.
Bye, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Hey, we're back. If you're looking for an opportunity to get outside and maybe even get a little dirty, then I've got an event for you. Casey Burdick, Lebanon Parks and Recreation Coordinator, will be leading a cleanup of the Labyrinth and Miller Ecological Park on Saturday, March 12th, beginning at 10 a.m. The Labyrinth was overtaken by weeds, and last year the city and some hardy workers cleaned that up, and now this year we need to fill in fresh gravel so the weeds won't be free to come back anytime soon. So bring yourself a pair of sturdy gloves and some comfortable shoes or boots and plan for a couple hours of work. And then the next time you take a walk at Miller Park, you can say, I did that. The City Show will be back in 2 weeks, and we'll have City Manager Scott Brunca on to tell us about the new developments which are happening in the city and other changes to Lebanon, so don't miss that. And for those of you who are watching us on YouTube, thank you for clicking on our show. We'd like to encourage you to share the program with your friends and family, and then punch the like button and subscribe to the Lebanon channel for more interesting content from your hometown. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in 2 weeks.